dear friends. We will continue our lectures of environmental evolutionary biology. Last time we have seen lecture number 7 in evolutionary biology. So we have topic diversification of eukaryotes have been studied, and in that we have seen that all prokaryotes were fueled by ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and this one is becoming the basic element for RNA formation that we have seen in a last lecture. Now we will see that these RNA are converting a settled and well set stable compound DNA. So this was the development among the cells, and we found that the genes were formed in this DNA, and they have made all the revolution till origin, since origin till now. Then all the hypotheses proposed by the all previous scientists are basically shows that the oxygen is the main element, then hydrogen is another element which were used for the development of this life on earth. Basically, the mitochondria were originally sulfur hydrogen metabolizing endosymbionts and become oxygen consumers, and they transfer all these things and to form a eukaryote which originated on earth and become a part of that eukaryote origin. Then there is a debate about the eukaryote first appeared. The presence of stirrans in Australia shells may indicate that eukaryotes were present 2.7 billion years ago. However, an analysis in 208 concluded that these chemicals infiltrated the rock less than 2.2 billion years ago and prove nothing about the origin of eukaryotes. Then fossils of the algae Grippania have been reported in 1.85 billion years old rock, originally dated to 2.1 billion years ago but later revised, and indicates that eukaryotes with organelles had already evolved. A diverse collection of fossil algae were found in rocks dated between 1.5 and 1.4 billion years ago. The earliest known fossils of fungi date from 1.43 billion years ago. So plastids, origin of plastids. The plastids, the superclass of organelles, of which chloroplasts are the best known example, are thought to have originated from endosymbiotic cyanobacteria, and the symbiosis evolved around 1.5 billion years ago and enabled eukaryotes to carry out oxygen photosynthesis. Three evolutionary lineages have since emerged in which the plastids are named differently: chloroplast in green algae and plants, rhodoplast in red algae, and cyanils in the glaucophytes. So plastids also have made the revolution in the process of evolution because they photosynthesize and prepare the food in bacteria, and right now also in the eukaryotes or plants. Next one is the sexual reproduction and multicellular organism. So evolution of sexual reproduction. The defining characteristics of sexual reproduction in eukaryotes are meiosis and fertilization. There is much genetic recombination in this kind of reproduction, in which offspring receive 50% of their genes from each parent, in contrast with asexual reproduction, in which there is no recombination. Bacteria also exchange DNA by bacterial conjugation, the benefits of which include resistance to antibiotics and other toxins, and the ability to utilize new metabolites. However, conjugation is not a means of reproduction and is not limited to members of the same species. there are cases where bacteria transfer DNA to plants and animals. The disadvantages of sexual reproduction are well known. The genetic reshuffle of recombination may break up favorable combinations of genes, and since males do not directly increase the number of offsprings in the next generation, an asexual population can outbreed and displace in as little as 50 generations a sexual population that is equal in every other respect. Then evolution, after evolution of sexual reproduction, the multicellularity is developed. How the cells, multiple cells develop in a single. The simplest definitions of multicellular, for example, having multiple cells, could include colonial cyanobacteria like nostoc. Even a technical definition such as having the same genome but different type of cells, having the same genome but different types of cell, would still include some genera of the green algae ovalvox. Would still include some genera of the green algae ovalvox, which have cells that specialize in reproduction. Multicellularity evolved independently in organisms as diverse as sponges and other animals, fungi, plants, brown algae, cyanobacteria, slime molds, and myxobacteria. In this way, the development was continued since cyanobacteria or nostoc. Now, fossil evidences of these all evolutionary process. The Francisvillian biota fossils dated 2.1 billion years ago are the earliest known fossil organisms, and that are clearly shown the multicellular arrangement in the organism. So they may have had differentiated cells. Another early multicellular fossil, Quinctiania, dated to 1.7 billion years ago and appears to consist of virtually identical cells. The red algae called Bangiomorpha, dated at 1.2 billion years ago, is the earliest known organism that certainly has differentiated specialized cells and is also the oldest known sexually reproducing organism. The 1.43 billion years old fossils, interpreted as fungi, appear to have been multicellular with differentiated cells, and the string of beads organisms, Hydrodiscia, found in rocks dated from 1.5 billion years ago to 900 MA, may have been an early metazoan. However, it has also been interpreted as a colonial foraminiferan. So, the multicellular organisms, as like the nostoc balls present right now, from developed from the algae and also red algae. So new one multicellular, this one about the plants or algae. Now we will see about the emergence of animals, how the multicellular animals developed. Animals are multicellular eukaryotes and are distinguished from plants, algae and fungi by lacking cell walls, because in animal cells there is plasma membrane, no cell wall is there. All animals are motile if only at certain life stages. All animals except sponges have bodies differentiated into separate tissues, including muscles, which move parts of the animal by contracting, and nerve tissues which transmit and process signals. The earliest widely accepted animal fossils are the rather modern looking cnidarians, the group that includes jellyfish, sea anemones and hydra. So these are the cnidarians, and possibly from around 580 MA, although fossils from the Doshan Formation can only be dated approximately. and their presence implies that the Cnidarians and Bilaterian lineages had already diverged. So, deuterostomes and the first vertebrates. Among multicellular organisms, most of the animals at the heart of the Cambrian explosion debate are protostomes, one of the two main groups of complex animals, protostomes. The other major group, the deuterostomes, contains invertebrates such as starfish and sea urchins from the Echinodermata phylum, as well as chordates. So many echinoderms have hard calcite shells which are fairly common from the early Cambrian small shelly fauna onwards. So the chordates are another major deuterostome group, animals with a distinct dorsal nerve cord. Chordates include soft-bodied invertebrates such as tunicates as well as vertebrates animals with a backbone. While tunicate fossils predate the Cambrian explosion and the Chengjiang fossils, Hycoeuchites and Mylocummingia appears to be true vertebrates. So these are Japanese names, I think so, and these fossils may have been found around the islands uh, near Japan, and therefore the names are as such. Mylocummingia appears to be true vertebrates, and Hycoeuchites had distinct vertebrae, which may have been slightly mineralized. So vertebrates with jaws, such as the acanthodians, first appears in the late Ordovician period. So this was the origin of the multicellular organisms, then calcium forming echinoderms, and the chordates having the backbone and the dorsal nerve cord. So in this way the development is there. Then colonization of land. So these animals were colonized one by one from aquatic environment to the terrestrial environment. How the adaptation to life on land is a major challenge. All the land organisms need to avoid drying out, and all those above microscopic size must create special structures to withstand gravity, respiration, and gas exchange system. So have to change. Reproductive systems could not depend on water to carry eggs and sperms towards each other. Although the earliest good evidence of land plants and animals dates back to Ordovician period, 488 to 444 million years ago, or MA, and a number of microorganisms lineages made it onto land much earlier, and modern land ecosystems only appeared in the late Devonian, about 385 to 359 MA. So this was a very old concept, but the life from water or aquatic life diverged to survive on the land. So without water or without drying out, so they have developed themselves all the systems one by one, and the water which needed time to time, they take it from the water resources, no problem at all. But this revolution or evolution was made mainly mostly in the Ordovician period, in which a microorganisms lineage made onto land, and from then, since now, the evolution is continued on the land, and most of the animals were surviving very well on the land ecosystem. So this was also about the 359 385 to 359 million years ago, and in May 2017, evidence of the earliest known life on land may have been found in 3.48 billion years old Jacerite and other related mineral deposits, so often found around hot springs and geysers, uncovered in the Pilbara Craton of Western Australia. So next is evolution of terrestrial antioxidants. Oxygen is a potent oxidant whose accumulation in terrestrial atmosphere resulted from the development of photosynthesis over 3 billion years ago in cyanobacteria, that is blue-green algae, which were the most primitive oxygen photosynthetic organisms. Brown algae accumulate inorganic mineral antioxidants such as rubidium, vanadium, zinc, iron, copper, molybdenum, selenium, and iodine, which is concentrated more than 30,000 times the concentration of the element in seawater. So, protective endogenous antioxidant enzymes and exogenous dietary antioxidants help to prevent oxidative damage. So, most marine mineral antioxidants act in the cells as essential trace elements in the redox and antioxidant metalloenzymes. So, evolution of terrestrial antioxidant was also the basic thing in the evolution of this process, but this was back or 3 billion years before, and the elements which are toxic in some instance are also needed to our body, as right now we also need the toxins in our body or our body, like zinc, copper, rubidium, vanadium, molybdenum, selenium, iodine. So these are even though they are toxic or even though they are not needed our body, but in some instant they are needed for a very trace element, and they are necessary for the regulation of most of the biotic or biosynthetic or biochemical reactions in the body. Next is evolution of soil. Before the colonization of land, soil, a combination of mineral particles and decomposed organic matter, did not exist, and land surfaces would have been either bare rock or unstable sand produced by weathering. So, water and any nutrients in it would have drained away very quickly in the subcambrian peneplain in Sweden, for example, maximum depth of colonization or digestion by neoproterozoic weathering is about 5 meters. And in contrast to nearby kaolin deposits developed in the Mesozoic are much thicker, and argued it has been argued in the later Neoproterozoic sheet was the dominant process of erosion of surface material due to the lack of proteins on the land. So soil formation would have been very slow until the appearance of burrowing animals, which mix the mineral and organic components of soil and whose face or feces are a major source of the organic components. So burrows have been found in Ordovician sediments and are attributed to annelids or the worms or the arthropods. And in this way, the animals were developed. So next time we will see how the land animals were developed and early land animals and the birds and mammals were developed, because the most developed animals on the land are birds and mammals, and therefore that we will see in the next lecture. So we will conclude our speech here. See you.